Oh, shit.
Let's go to South Florida, who found a new trigger man. Malik Willis and the Miami Dolphins have reached an agreement. Let's head to the man that broke the story, Adam Schefter. Malik Willis is now a member of the Dolphins. It's felt too easy with all the Green Bay Packers connections.
Well, we were talking about this, right? They move on from Tua today. They knew all the people there. They've seen Malik Willis. He's seen them need, and the Dolphins wanted him more than any other team. We'll see what the deal looks like. But he wasn't going to the Jets. He wasn't going to the Falcons. He wasn't going to the Browns. The Cardinals had a modicum of interest, and so Malik Willis now reunites with John Eric Sullivan, the new Dolphins GM, and Jeff Hafley, the new Dolphins head coach.
Hell yeah, congratulations to the Dolphins. D-Bud, I think I saw a little bit of excitement out of your body whenever that popped up. Now at least you know you have a quarterback. What is the price tag potentially for this, Shefty? Do we have any expectations?
Dan O told us a while ago what price tag.
40 mil?
Yeah, but they pivoted this morning about it.
All right, before as Shefty continues to look up the numbers, let's head over to Dano at the free agency fun zone to tell us what Malik Willis potentially brings to the Miami Dolphins and why this is the first quarterback off the board.
Yeah, so Foxy, let's make sure we live in the pass game world. So I think what you got, Malik Willis, is a talented guy that's developed the understanding of how to play the position. So before we run this, you're going to see this safety. He's going to spin back, and he's going to go to play what we call kind of cover two, okay? So when you're attacking cover two, you want a receiver to go down the middle of the field. Now, Malik Willis, you could play it, Foxy, does a great job of getting his ball out of his hands, cutting it loose. And this is really nice. I want to like freeze that. Okay, this is a very small window for a quarterback to be able to throw the football and to play it, Foxy. Nice work, and that ball is just beautifully placed in between two defenders. That's outstanding, okay, from a quarterback perspective, throwing the football. And then you're going to see the ability to kind of understand protection. He's going to get pressure right there. Okay, I deal with that pressure. Good job by the back. You can play it, Foxy. And this is the ball out on time now. Again, I want you guys to see these throwing windows. Let it freeze, Foxy. That's a tight window in the NFL. That ball is out on time. Really good on that outbreaking route. So you saw his ball down the middle of the field. You saw a ball on the outbreaker. This is outstanding. Look at his eyes, okay? I want everyone to see. I'm going to draw a line, okay? He is looking this way. Now, when he's looking this way, he's going to take this defender that way. What that does is that now frees up this route on the backside, okay? So, Foxy, you can let it go. See, on time now, okay? This is a guy that was physically gifted. He got the chance to sit Tennessee and then Green Bay, and now you're watching him play on time and rhythm. This is going to be a beautiful, we're going to get a nice crossing route here, nice crossing route that's going to get designed by this quarterback and offense. Okay, this one's got to be thrown with a little bit of timing and touch and anticipation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, crossing route, beautiful, in that window, right there. Okay, so I'm showing you guys all these. There's a ball down the seam. There's a ball on the out. There's a ball on an in route. There's a ball on a crosser. These aren't easy throws. Foxy, let it ride. And so then there's athleticism too. Get outside of the pocket, make some plays. And so, yes, it's a small body of work. And is it a dice roll for the Miami Dolphins? Of course it is. But I think when you watch his tape and you see some of the in structure and outer structure, playmaking ability, there's a lot to like. And I'm sure this deal is not just going to choke Miami from a financial perspective. So I think it makes a ton of sense for the Miami Dolphins.
I would add this, Pat. You know, the Hafley and John Eric Sullivan thing cannot be understated. Everyone says, well, we haven't seen enough of Malik Willis. He only threw 35 passes all last year. Hafley is the defensive coordinator of the Packers when Malik Willis is the #2 quarterback, meaning every day in practice, scout team, he saw this guy. Incredible person. This is the scouting report we get. Leader, and on the run, strong, powerful, fast. They love this kid in Miami. So this is a picture where it's not just, throw down a dart. This coach sought after this quarterback, and he knows him as well as anybody else on the market.
The other thing I'd say is this. Isn't Bobby Slowick the offensive coordinator? Yep. So Bobby Slowick, who was in Houston, C.J. Stroud's rookie year, had C.J. playing at a really high level. He's got experience with a young quarterback, very similar system to what Matt LaFleur ran in Green Bay. So Malik Willis is going to have the ability to go down there right away and not necessarily have to learn like this brand new system and or style. It's going to be that under center, on rhythm, on time, play action, outside the pocket. I'm not telling everybody that this guy's going to be the next top 5 quarterback, but I do think that he's got the chance to open up some eyes down there immediately.
And you trust that. Oh, we got another bigger one.
Tweet. We have some big news on a tight end that we all like. Likely has reached a 3-year deal with the New York Football Giants.
Wow.
Harbaugh says, yep, I love them. I like them a lot. I've been in the building with them. Jackson, you're going to love them. Scatterboo, wait until you see what you're about to do. Let's head over to the man who broke the news. Schefter, what's the deal with Likely, and how many people wanted him? I heard a lot of teams were looking to get Likely.
Listen, Likely had a big market. Baltimore would have liked him back. Washington, New England. This will affect some of the other teams that had an interest in the tight end. Chigakonkwo, I would imagine, will be next with Cade Otton going to Tampa, and with Isaiah Likely now reuniting with John Harbaugh in New York. Obviously, a big deal there.
Wait, I heard Schefter yelling, let's go, let's go, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commanders and Laremy Tunsil have agreed on a new 2-year, $60.2 million deal. Let's head right to Schefter, who's crawling out of his skin to talk about it.
Okay, we got a bigger one than that, Pat, that just came in. Jalaen Phillips, 4-year, $120 million deal with the Carolina Panthers. That just gets done. 4 years, $120 million on Jalaen Phillips. So one of the best pass rushers in the market. This is going to have some implications here because there are a lot of people in the pass rush market. By the way, the Wi-Fi in this room, Pat, is not working very well.
No!
I got to tell you something. I'm trying to get things out here. It's not working.
No way. It's 1,000 up, 1,000 down, Schefter. It might be your stuff, not ours.
Wow.
But on that note, 4-year, $120 million, $80 million in guaranteed. The Carolina Panthers say, how you doing? Keep it moving. I love Demo making the play. I love Tepper making the play. I like Canales doing his thing. They were close last year, started seeing success. They started filling up the stadium, and now they doubled down, and let's keep this thing going. Jalaen Phillips is an absolute monster heading to Carolina.
Yeah, without a doubt. And like Schefter said, I think everyone just assumed, like, oh, he's going to be going back to Philly no matter what. But this is the kind of move we talked about it all last year with Carolina as a good football team. These are the type of moves that you can envision them going from a good football team to a great football team. So what a splash from the start here.
Yeah, D-Butt, how do you feel about the Jalaen Phillips signing for the Carolina Panthers down there in Charlotte? We're starting to take football real serious all of a sudden.
Yeah, first-round pick when he came over to the Eagles.
Seriously, we're starting to take football real serious.
Yeah, they're going in.
Yeah, he was dominant, and this is a premium position. You have one of the best cornerbacks in the league on that defense with J.C. Horn, and now you get a dynamic pass rusher and also a guy who's good against the run. So this is a huge, huge signing for the Panthers.
Hey, Carolina Panthers.
Wow.
That's a good football team. That's a good football team. Cheers to them getting that job done. That's going to be a boost to that entire building. Let's head over to the free agency fun zone. What are your thoughts on this move, Schrags? The Carolina Panthers are real, and Dano, that NFC South all of a sudden might be running through to Queen City down here.
I got to tell you, humbly, I'm surprised. I thought he was going back to Philly, guys. I really did. I thought that was the plan, to keep their own guys. I didn't see the Carolina offer coming in. That's the beauty of the free agent frenzy. We do this for a living. We're on our phones all day long. Carolina is truly a surprise to me, and hats off to them for keeping it close to the vest. A major swing. Zero Evero, their defensive coordinator, one of the most respected guys in the league.
Breaking news.
What? Oh, no.
Colts are trading Michael Pittman.
Here we go.
Let's go!
Steelers.
Here we go.
Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl.
Here we go.
They got Pittman. It's in his name.
Here we go.
He'll die while playing the game.
Here we go.
The Colts lost him now. I'm a little bummed out, but it'll be nice to see what's it about.
Here we go.
Pittman
Yeah, it's awesome.
is headed to Pittsburgh.
Wow.
You guys are going to love him. I put out a tweet that said something along the lines of, hate the fact that we're going to be losing Michael Pittman because he has a $29 million cap hit, especially after what we had to do for Pierce and for Daniel Jones. And we assume Jonathan Taylor's going to want a new deal as well before he puts his hoodie on and stands during training camp and tears everything down. Now, Pittman, I would like to say a huge thank you to you. You were a pro through and through for this Indianapolis Colts team. There was a lot of rumors coming out about the way the culture was behind the scenes. People late to things, people doing this, people making business decisions. Not this guy. This guy would dive headfirst into a freight train if he had to make a catch or a first down for a team. We are very grateful for what he did for the Colts, and heading to Pittsburgh seems like it's on the up and up. Mike McCarthy's going to love this guy, and so are the Yinzers. He's a farmer. He doesn't talk much, and he balls. Alec Pierce obviously came into a role whenever Daniel Jones started playing quarterback that he was clearly the number one. This guy was our number one for the last few years. He's a weapon. Obviously, $29 million was a big piece of it for the Indianapolis Colts, and the Steelers pick up an absolute dog. No doubt about it.
Yeah, Steelers had plenty of cap space, so we're all good there. This is awesome. You look at Pittman, he's got a C on the jersey. He's a leader. You talked about how the locker room, Colts locker room, that he was a leader in there, in that locker room. And the big thing for the Steelers the last few years has been an issue with playmakers, okay? That's why they traded for DK Metcalf last year. He was great in that situation, but there was still no number two on that team. Right now, what? He was fine. Watch your mouth.
I'm sorry.
Watch it.
Whoa. Like
Not today. Hey, not today. Okay?
I like
not
I
today.
like where you're at.
So now they have DK. And then right now on the roster, besides DK, it was just DK and Benny Skronik, who was one of the best special teams players in the league. But as far as wide receiver goes, we need another one. So now you have him, Pittman. Maybe you don't necessarily have to go get one in the first round now, or you still could. It just frees up some things that there's a legitimate number two now in Pittsburgh. It's going to be huge for Mike McCarthy, Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington.
What?
Uh-oh.
So is there a little heart that was sent back to you on you wishing somebody a happy free agency frenzy and them saying heart, and you go, wait a minute. Maybe the Steelers are going to do something pretty big here in the first hour of free agency frenzy that Michael Pittman has been traded. I like this new Steelers.
Yes.
This new Steelers will make plays. This new Steelers will make moves. Well, this new Steelers win. You know,
Who the
that's
hell's
not,
their quarterback?
What's everybody yelling about? Free agency fun zone over there has a lot of questions, I guess. Who's the damn quarterback, boys?
Well, I mean, if it's not going to be Aaron, the Steelers should sign Malik Willis, okay? So a couple things with Michael Pittman Jr. I think Kenneth Gainwell led the Steelers in catches last year with 73.
Yeah.
He's a running back. I believe they had the second fewest catches by wide receivers in the NFL last year. So this was a much, much, much needed upgrade at the guy opposite DK Metcalf. My guess is Aaron's going to play for the Steelers, but if he's got any word to them that he's not coming back and is going to retire, they would be the number one option for Malik Willis as quarterback now. So then you take Malik Willis, you pair him with DK, you pair him with Michael Pittman Jr., this offense has got a chance to be a decent unit, but I expect it to be Aaron.
Dano, we watched you put out a list of things that every team needs in the NFL. We obviously just assume you went to ChatGPT, copy-pasted it, put the tweet out, and said, these are my ideas. But you could have done it yourself. QB, wide receiver, running back-led team in catches. This is exactly what Mike McCarthy and Omar Khan thought as well, Dano. So maybe they're using the same research tool that you are.
No, it's just my brain. I did it on the plane ride last night. I had a Delta flight with no TV. So did it on the plane ride. This is what they needed.
You toughed it out.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. Did you get any peanuts, any water?
No eating on just water, just a bottle of water.
Biscoff cookie?
This guy doesn't eat. You see these pants? Look how tight these pants are.
Jeez,
Hey, we've been checking out the hamstrings and the thighs, brother. They're kind of all blending into one. You look good out there, dude. I understand you're not eating any time, but let's get back to the Delta flight that you took last night. Thank you so much for doing that. Jeez, I know you had to do the entirety of it, but you go through every single team's list.
Hold on.
Dan, thank you so much.
Superhero.
Thank you.
This is also,
did you push the plane down the runway to get that thing up into the sky? We appreciate you doing that, Dan.
This is also you who I texted last week saying, hey, how far is the airport from the Thunderdome? And you said, my airport or yours?
Okay, let's move on. That is a great question.
Yeah.
Two very different.
Yeah.
Two very different.
Opposite sides of the state.
Yeah, because one's real close, brother. One's pretty far. But you put in that list. That was one of my best texts of all time, I will say. Properly timed and delivered. But let's go through it. Wide receiver was something that you thought they needed. It's been a few years they've needed a guy. It feels like Pittman fits their culture very well.
Yeah, big time. He fits their culture. He also fits their size. Like, this is now two big body, big framed wide receivers. I would imagine Pittman's probably listed as a 6'4" guy. Obviously, DK is a big physical dude. So now you've got two big receivers in a conference or a division that has got Baltimore with a very good secondary, Cleveland with a very good secondary. So I like the fact that Pittman Jr.'s traded for, and it stinks that the Colts lose him, but this is a very good signing for Pittsburgh.
I would love to see them add a dynamic kind of space creator, a guy in space. I know they drafted Roman Wilson. Hopefully he'll be healthy going into this year, but